Good morning, friends of the internet. We are back in the World of Tanks Garage. Today, we are going to take out our E5. This tank has had some very trollish armor as of late. I feel as though this tank has... They kind of buffed the hatch, so it's not quite as easy to attack the hatch. When I first got this tank, that was its major weak point. And now, it seems like this tank is so trollish. Even with the low plate, there's some shots on the low plate you can take, but unless you get the side of this tank's turret, the side of his armor, or you hit perfectly on that low plate, this tank has been a tough tank here lately. It's tanks that I just lose sleep over trying to battle, it seems like. So with that being said, let's take this beast into battle and find ourselves a match, shall we? All right, guys, I've been waiting to showcase this map for a while. Looks like we've got an E5, some IS-7, WZ, a couple strong tanks, 215, a couple good tanks, but I've been wanting to showcase this map for a while. This is the new thing that they've done on Xbox One. They've added Sandstorm, which, as you can see, is exactly that. Just a miserable map to try to play. There is another one that's called Blizzard that's just as bad, but it's on like Ellenberg, I think it is. And it has buildings, which makes it even more difficult because Ellenberg's hard enough to see tanks that are bobbing and weaving out of all those middle town villages. But you find yourself tracking a target because you can't see the building. So you can't like look at a corner of a building and wait for them to come out. Same thing here. You can't even see a rock in front of us where they could be pulling out from. So this is a very trolly kind of map, the condition to play in. So you got to really use your mini map a lot in this map. And then hope that what you see is pretty much in front of you and you can engage it head on, because you can see I was starting to drive to the left and I realized I was going the wrong way, that I needed to go to the right. So these, I don't know, I still have mixed feelings about playing on this map, but you really have no choice at this point. So let's just dig in and see what we run into. Your view range ain't that great because of the sandstorm and everything going on and the blizzards, so it makes it really difficult. So at this point, I'm just going to push up here and hopefully that we run into something pretty solid. So we're already pinging some stuff on the other side of the map. I see a medium jump out here and really push, and I'm thinking, is he going to push that WZ? So I kind of waited to see what he was going to do, and then I see a heavy. So I figured I better go over here and help these guys out because I didn't want him to get overrun. And I see another heavy show up and another heavy show up. I was like, oh my God. So I get a nice shot into this motherland and then backed up so that guy could take a shot, which was perfect. But they traded a motherland for a motherland. So, okay, whatever. No big deal. So let's get into the battle here. We're going to see what we can run across. It looks like we saw a lot of heavies here. I see the 215. We got a couple tanks off to our left. I'm waiting to see if this guy's going to push me. He's not. I get a shot into this WZ, and it looks like he's going to push me, but thank God I had a guy flank here to the right. So we got a track shot into him. This is going to give me time to get one more clean shot into him, and it bounced. So I was kind of bummed. So I thought he was going to push this guy, but then he decided not to. So now he's thinking better of himself, and he's going to start backing up and gives me the side of his tank, which is a mistake. So I got a nice hit into him and a track shot. That allows a couple more team members to come in and take some shots and really damage this guy and take him off the board. So with that being said, I decided I'm going to flank around with this guy and try to help him out so we can kind of get a pinch on these guys. And see what happens. I got this 32. He's not in good shape, and it's an IS-7 that he ran across. Now, the good thing about this is if you notice the position I'm a lot taller tank than the IS-7, and this is one of its weak points, is its upper plate. The upper of the plate, the way it's angled, when I have a downward shot, as you see me trying to target in here, I went ahead and I tracked him because of his VK. The 32 was right on my butt, which was kind of annoying. He puts a round in the back of my turret. Like, the guy wasn't very experienced, I don't think. I went ahead and shot the bottom plate there, but you'll notice here as he starts to roll this corner, I have an advantage on him because I'm taller, and you can see how I can look down on his upper plate. Look at that. Boom. Pins right through 426, ammo racks him. So he's really kind of concerned with me. He puts a round into me that doesn't really do too much, but I have that downward shot. You can see I hit it again. Really hits him hard. So that's a weakness between an IS-7 and an E5. An E5 is going to win that battle every time. I shot there when I shouldn't. I should have like zoomed out. Now here's where I made a critical mistake. We're pretty much tied in the match, and everybody's kind of yelling defend the base. And I see a couple guys back there, and I'm thinking we should be good. They should be able to hold that. There's 2 tanks and a tank destroyer back there, so I kind of wasn't too concerned about that push. So I felt like at this point, let's move forward, kind of see what's there. I still see those guys at the base, so I'm really not too concerned with it. I just want to see if there's anything on this ridge line that's going to be a problem. I still see that those tanks are still back there, so I'm not really concerned with it. I'm still waiting and waiting. I still don't see anything on the ridge line. So I'm thinking, well, if they hold it off long enough back there, we might just be able to cap. So I went ahead and I looked at the map and see they're still way off down in the gorge, so I wasn't too concerned. So I'm thinking, let's just push for the cap. So I see the flag, I come around the corner, come up over this hill, I'm still not seeing anything. I'm thinking, man, they must be clear, they must be all pushing that way, so let's just push for the cap. I see them converging on our flag. Oh, what? 6 cents? 95. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. So I go ahead and I track him. He plays a smart play and fixes it like he should, but I went ahead and I pushed the issue and got around him. This is the only way to deal with a 95. Track him, get around him. Immediately, I go for a track shot, which gets him in trouble. I see they're on the cap. I'm kind of worried now at this point because things are kind of falling back there. I'm hoping those guys are good. We go ahead and we kill the 95. At this point, I see those tanks have fallen back and they're not really there in position to defend it. 3 people on the cap. I don't think we can get to the cap fast enough, so I chose to go to the flag. Now there's 4 on the base. Now I'm really starting to sweat it. But there's 3 tanks back there. There goes the tank destroyer. Now I'm really starting to worry. We got 17 seconds to get a shot on these guys. And again, here we are. This is the problem that we face in these sandstorms, is you cannot see. You can see them on the map, but you can't see them. So it's very difficult to get that clutch shot that you need. I see the IS-3, I stopped, nothing. That's just taking up more time. 2 seconds, 1 second. They reset it. I'm thinking, okay, we got a chance. Keep pushing forward. I got to get there. I got to get a shot into one of these guys. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second, 0, nothing. We lose. So I go ahead and take a shot into this guy. I was going to try to get some more damage. Nothing. I see one guy here. I snap shoot him really quick. Boom. Get a little bit more damage for the game. But we ended up having to take a draw. Now, that was a bad decision. I felt like those tanks back there should have been able to reset it, but they didn't. We still did 3,523 in damage, but it wasn't enough to get the job done. Like I said, it was a critical point at the game where I probably should have went back to the cap, but I felt like there was enough tanks back there to defend it. But apparently there wasn't. And I didn't go for the cap because I felt like we had enough guys on there and I needed to try to get back. 3,500, we were top of the team in damage, which was kind of surprising. For as much as we overrun that other team, I would have felt like we would have had more damage on the team, but apparently not. So you can't win them all. We did 14 shots, 12 direct hits, 9 pins. We hit the IS-7. The 7 is what we did a lot of damage to. WZ, we got in trouble, and the 95, we tracked him and got him in trouble. But for the most part, we didn't do a lot, but what we did was quick and fast. But again, I wanted to showcase the Sandstorm map. It's one I've been looking for a while. So if you guys enjoyed this episode, go ahead and hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Also, you can follow us on Twitter. That way you know when we're posting the YouTube content and when we're live streaming. If you haven't checked us out on Twitch or YouTube Gaming, come hang out, be part of the audience. If you're new to those channels, smash those follow buttons there. So until next time, guys, thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for the support on the channel and the series. And until next time, we'll see all your faces on the battlefield. Thanks so much, guys, for checking out my video. If you enjoyed that video, hit that thumbs up button and be sure to subscribe for future videos.